Number 4, use properties of operations to find the quotient. All right, so if we have 15.2946, that's a long number, divided by 2.61, this is the part that a lot of people forget that they have to do. You see how I have a decimal on the outside of this division house? I call this a division house. See how I have a decimal there? You're not supposed to have a decimal out there, so I've got to move it so that I don't have a decimal. I'm going to move it 2 places in. But if I do that to the outside, I have to do the same thing to the inside. I move the decimal 2 places in and then move it straight up. So it's going to end up being right here. Okay, because I'm quite certain that you know how to divide, but you're just not familiar with what you have to do with your decimal there. So now I'm going to rewrite this. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this so that you can see what it's going to look like. I have 1, 5, 2, 9, 4, 6, and don't forget my decimal is right up here, divided by 2, 6, 1. Alright, so how many times will 261 go into 1? Well, it won't. Not at all. How many times will 261 go into 15? It won't. How many times will 261 go into 152? It won't. How many times will 261 go into 1,529? Well, you might have to do some guess and check here. Let's see. I'm going to try, let me pick a different color. I'm going to try 6. See if that's too big of a number. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 3 is going to be 15. But look at this. It's too big. See how this number is 1,529? This number is 1,566. So we know that 6 cannot be part of that quotient up there. Alright, so then, because it was just barely too big, I'm going to try a smaller number like 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry your 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 5 is 4. 2 minus 0 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. Now, in order to keep dividing, I bring down that next number. And I say, well, how many times will 261 go into 2,244? Again, you're going to have to do some guessing and checking. Sometimes you'll guess it right on the first try. So I'm going to try 8. And I'll tell you why I'm going to choose 8. Look over here at my multiple choice options. Which one is looking like it could be my right answer so far? Not C, not D, not A. It's looking like it could be B, but I'm going to just keep dividing out just to make certain. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry your 4. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 4 is 20. I'm going to have to do some borrowing here. Okay, so I'm going to borrow from this. Makes that a 3. Makes that a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. I have to borrow from that 2. Makes that a 1. Makes this a 13. 13 minus 8 is going to be 5. 1 minus 0 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. Bring down the next number. And I'm going to see maybe it's 6. So I'm going to try 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Carry your 3. 6 times 2 is going to be 12. Plus 3 is 15. It works out perfect. So there we go. There's my answer. The correct answer was B. And you would bubble in B. Alright, convert the following fraction to a decimal. This is how you do this, okay? See, there's a fraction right there. What you're going to do is, I've heard some people say top dog in the house. That means that that numerator right there is going to end up going inside the division house. And the guy that's on the bottom, he's going to get stuck outside the house. He has a rough life, doesn't he? He's stuck on the bottom down here, and then he's stuck outside. So then you're just going to divide 7 divided by 9. 9 will not go into 7 at all. So in order to keep dividing, you're going to add a decimal, and you're going to add a 0. Okay? And 9 will go into 70. You might have to do some guessing and checking here, but we can try 7. 7 times 9, 63. And then I'm going to do, I have to borrow from this, makes that a 6, makes that a 10. 10 minus 3 equals 7. 6 minus 6 equals nothing, equals 0. And if you want to keep dividing, you add a 0 and bring it down. But look at this, 9 will go into 70 again. That's the same situation I was in up here. So what do you think is going to happen? It's going to be 7. And it's just going to keep repeating 7 and 7 and 7. It'll never end. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking for the answer that is 0.7, where 7 repeats forever. And the correct answer is right down here at D. Because this little bar right here indicates that that 7 just keeps repeating forever. Alright, let's check out number 7. A very similar problem. This is kind of practice, I guess. Again, remember, top dog in the house. A guy that's in the numerator, he gets to go inside the house. The guy that was on the bottom, he still has it rough. He's stuck outside. Don't forget, 11 will not go into 2 at all, so you have to add a decimal and a 0 to keep going. 11 will go into 20, just once. 1 times 11 is 11. And you can say, well, 20 minus 11 is 9. If I want to keep dividing, I add a 0, bring it down. Alright? So right now, looks like that we have 2 possible answers, because I have 0.1 something. And look, this is 0.1 something, 0.1 something, but it can't be B or C, because that says 0.8. We know that's not the answer. So 11 will go into 90 8 times. 8 times 11 is 88. 90 minus 88 is 2. There's a difference of 2 there. Add a 0. Bring it down. And look at this. 11 will go into 20. You see, that's what we had originally, wasn't it? See right there? 11 goes into 20. So how many times do you think 11 will go into 20? Once. Just like before. 1 times 11 is 11. We're going to have 9 left over. We add a 0 if we want to keep dividing. Bring it down. How many times will 11 go into 90? See, look, we had that before too. It's 8. So what do you think is going to keep repeating over and over again? 1, 8, 1, 8, 1, 8. So that 0.18, that 18 is going to just keep repeating forever. So let's look at our options here. This one right here, if I was to write that out, it would say 0, 1, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 forever. Okay? You see, the bar is over the 8, saying that only the 8 repeats forever. But that's not correct. But this one right down here in D, it says 0.18. So it's showing that the 1, 8 is going to keep repeating forever. Alright? So that's what we're looking for, is with the 18 constantly repeating.